Introducing your co-hosts, Chedda Mike, Lil Mattress, and Dave. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. Scoop of gravy on the news or you missed it. We got you covered. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. 3-piece and a biscuit. Scoop of gravy on the news or you missed it. We got you covered. 3-piece and a biscuit.
That's right, y'all. Welcome back to the 3-piece and a biscuit.
Yep. How you doing, everybody? Episode 20.
Episode 20, also known as Dos Equis. It's your boy here, Michael John at Chedda Mike. That's where you can find me at Twitter, you know.
Boom, boom.
Yes, welcome to the 3-piece and a biscuit. This is Lil Mattress at LILMATTRESS on all social media. Hit us up on this hotline, 203-941-0045. Call or text. It's always free. You're not going to get somebody on the line. You're going to hear a message that says you have reached the hotline of 3-piece and a motherfucking biscuit. Let us know what's happening in your life. Let us know if you need a shout out. Let us know if you need advice. Let us know if you're on the verge of divorcing your wife or husband and you need that deciding factor. We will provide that.
Leave a comment. You know,
do that. Like, share, subscribe,
like,
do
share,
things,
subscribe.
say stuff.
What about you?
Rounding up the rideshare idiot, just a driver. Follow me Instagram, right? Twitter.
That's right.
The rideshare idiot at justadriver.com. JUSTADRYVER. Episode 20. Ironically, on the 20th, right? That's kind of right. Something else in there. Do.
Whoa.
That's insane. I did not know.
Episode 20.
Twilight Zone.
That's good. I really got nowhere to
Twilight
go.
Zone. I just want to say shout out to the Steam team for real. You know,
Steam
you guys
team,
always
how you doing?
Tuning in the Google Plus squad. All y'all, you know, I mean, YouTube, you out there, we supporting, but it's all about the Steam team. We know that. Come on now.
The Supreme Steam team,
Yes.
always up with a skate.
It's the dream.
All right, nice. No, I got to apologize because I'm just really tired. A lot of driving.
Yeah,
Believe
a lot
it
of
or
stuff
not, only did to get the driving out of the way real quick. 5 rides over the last 2 days, but was about like 6 hours worth of driving. You know what I'm saying? Great money. Like made over like $300. But my sleep's been it's been all types of crazy. So bear with me. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of speaking
Bear
of
with me like the Revenant.
The world will bear.
The Uber
Witness.
thing and bringing it into some of the stuff happening next week. I don't know if you guys saw or heard, but the
Starting tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
21st.
Okay, yeah, being the 21st. And actually, I think the other thing prior to the terms of service, because there's also like a right to sue that's been released too at the same time.
Really?
Yeah. So now all these incidents and claims. So 2 things that we're kind of talking about. One, I guess it's I think it's bigger news is the now you can actually sue outside of Uber should something happen. You know, before like Uber kind of kept everything as hush as possible, and you didn't have the right to do anything outside of it, class action, file anything. So now that's turning the other way, but leading to a super price cut. Gas prices are going up, and on food deliveries in our state now, because some places did see an increase actually though. So if you're Bumble Muff like Tennessee and Texas, like they actually made like 30 cents on this.
How much was the increase?
Well, no, but ours was a slash in pricing from $1.60 a mile to $1 flat. That's a big deal.
It's a real big deal. And that's not the only thing that changed. The pickup
that dropped.
Price
That
dropped as well
30
from
cents.
$3.80 to
$3.50.
Yeah, so it's around a 30. It's in between a 30 and 35% price.
Yeah,
cut,
so look at it like
fucked.
this, so people can understand and maybe take it in small bites. So you figure, just say you do 10 eat runs, okay? So your pickup, you just got hit for $3 on your pickup. Would you agree that maybe on average at least 5 miles, right? Some might be more, some might be less, but it's
eats?
Yeah.
It depends where you are.
If you had to guess an average for 10 rides, you're not gonna have a 10-minute or I'm saying mile wise. Like give the mile a minute just to show like dollar wise how it's affecting us as drivers.
I couldn't say a mile a minute thing. Like the usually the average ride, like once I'm done for the week, the average I've made is around $7 a ride.
Okay, all right.
You know?
So kind of what I was getting at is I think with these happening, I think like about every 10 rides is about $10 that you're losing. You know, and that's big.
Well,
you
you
know
can
what
put
I'm
it
saying?
like this: easy in
tips.
Barney ways for it is how I used to make $100. The effort that I would put in to make $100, I will now be making $70.
Which
that's how you can put it
from the mechanics of your car that they don't help for.
None of that. Like I said, gas went up.
They
I
don't
don't know
care
if it
about you.
affected
This
guys.
is the slow transition for Robot Nation Uber to get y'all to get out and be like realize
Well, honestly, it's one of those
not
things.
worth
Like,
it.
have you gotten the thing yet where they sent you the message that said, "We noticed that you've been using the help option a lot. Here are some frequently asked questions." Have you gotten that?
No,
yeah,
no.
I've gotten that because I will say, and it's not a racial thing. It's not, but there's some. I've met plenty of like Haitian dudes that do this.
Yeah.
That I've told them about, like, hey man, if you wait longer than 15 minutes, you can go and get your $5.
Yeah.
And they're just like, I'm never asking Uber for anything. Like, they're one of those like, I'm so happy to have this job. Where me, I do it as a second job.
Yes,
but there's
yes,
a
yes.
lot of dudes like that I met that this is their like bread and
wanna
butter,
be in
and this is
great
what they do,
standing.
and they're not trying to rock the boat at all. Where me, I'm like, you're supposed to wait 15 minutes, but the other day I was going to Wallingford anyway. Because I was going to the Walmart up there, super Walmart up there. Listen, the white people, the Walmart, it's kind of just that in our heart, it speaks to us. Kind of how a soul food place would speak to black people. The Walmart is just, it does something to us. So the one in Wallingford is a super Walmart where it has, you know,
you got it
food and
all.
that.
Yeah. Almost like being down south. You're almost ready to fly the flag just going into the parking lot. I hear you. I hear you.
I'm driving through New Haven and I get a hit 15 minutes away for the McDonald's in Wallingford.
Yeah.
So I head out there. Now I drive 15 minutes. Then when I get there,
Now, did you guess, or I don't mean to slow the story, but did you guess or did you know the destination? Because a lot of times, if I'm heading somewhere and when I get that request, if it's not going straight, if it comes backwards a little bit, I'm like, cancel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I get caught in my mind that I feel like if I turn around, it's actually going to be longer. I'm going to mess it up.
No,
Okay,
no,
sorry,
I
go
feel
ahead.
you on
Okay,
that.
yeah.
The,
So you were,
it
like you
just-
said, you were.
I was heading towards Wallingford, and then like I'll let it marinate a little bit because once you get the hit, if you don't hit it right away, like that map pops up and it kind of shows the direction where
you
you're
can play
going.
the game.
And
Yes.
I've literally never gotten anything in Walmart except for McDonald's. So I go to McDonald's, and then I'm sure this has happened to you before. I drive 15 minutes to McDonald's, and then I pull up, and they're like, "There's an Uber order?" And you're like, "Motherfucker!" So I wait an extra 13 minutes there, and this happened to me. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Where I'll send a message in Uber where I'm like, "Listen, I know that you're supposed to wait 15 minutes to get paid extra, but I drove 15 minutes to get here, and then I just waited 13 minutes for the food. This is McDonald's. Nothing takes that long to fucking cook. Like, I feel like I could order the menu and they could have it to me in like 13 minutes, you know?" So I don't know where we're going, and I don't know why we're on this,
respond
but
to your
yeah, and they gave me the money. But this is thing.
I was about to ask. So you did. So what did you get? You ended up canceling after the two. When you put that second call in after 13 minutes, that you were calling for a cancellation.
No. I got the food, delivered the
You
food,
did?
and
Okay.
then I hit them back and say,
You did
"Hey,
your
this is
job."
the situation that I just went through.
Yeah.
And then they didn't end up giving me the money. But sometimes I've gotten the, you waited 14 minutes, not 15 minutes. Our process is that you wait 15 minutes, and then we can't give
Really,
you
it
the
comes
money.
down
Yeah.
to who you get, though, because I mean, in some situations, like I got some cancellation fees that I just keep it moving. Like I said, I do complain.
Yeah.
But not to where like to necessarily ask for money. Like I vented on like stains from Halloween and stuff.
That's what the
you know?
venting's for. That phone number.
Yeah.
You guys can call in
Exactly.
and vent your
No,
Uber
but
story.
yeah.
We'd love to
If
hear
you
it.
have
We'll
a
put it out
good
there.
as a passenger or something, let us know you're craziest.
203-941-0045 is that number. But yeah, I actually had another one the other day because speaking of, they're trying to cut down on the money. They're also trying to cut down on. This happened to me the other day when you get the change of address. Like I had a delivery 13 minutes away. I get there, boom, hey man, I'm here. Where are you? I'm at blah, 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 whatever address. Oh, shit, that's my work address. I'm not there. I'm at home. Okay, give me your address. Boom. Go to their home and deliver it. Send the information to Uber. They send me the correct payment, but with the caveat of, in the future, we will only be paying you to the final destination from the restaurant. So I'm like, so the 13 minutes that I just drove out there to the initial location, you're not going to pay me for anymore? And they said, no, that's our new thing.
Did you ask the question or did you look? Do you look at your time in miles or?
Oh, I always reported. Like, I never leave it up to them to, like, just magically decide to pay me for the miles that I've driven.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
yeah, I don't do that. But they were telling me that going forward, when somebody changes the address, they're not going to be paying you for the initial miles that you've driven to the first location that you were supposed to go to.
That's
Yeah.
their way
Which
of
is
cutting
fucking
off
crazy.
people.
But then I got somebody on the phone, and I was telling them, like, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I get.
I don't think. Yeah,
You know, I was like, I'm not doing that. But I got somebody on the phone, and they told me, if you're not willing to go to the second location, that you can go to the first location, do the thing, and say could not complete delivery, and you'll get paid for it, and then you know get to throw the food out the window.
There you go.
That's what I was about to tell you. I was waiting to see like what was going to happen.
But it's an interesting like thing where, from what I understand too, is that Uber has they're one of those businesses that has never made a profit, but yet they're the biggest business that does this.
They make a profit.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no, through taxes and all that. But it's interesting to see how much they're undercutting
along the way. There's oh my god.
But the other thing, speaking of that,
Uber,
Hartford and Waterbury are not getting the decrease. Which was interesting too.
Well, then to boost them, because I mean, if for those that don't
just
know,
started,
everybody's got their places where there's a different mental picture that can be portrayed, and in Hartford and Waterbury, delivering food is that picture. How it would be a crappy job. You know what I'm saying? Because again, one, you randomly don't know where you're getting, so you get your McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You get your little fast food. Now you do get some nice fancy restaurants, but you might be getting the McDonald's to the third floor of, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, for lack of a better word, you know what I'm saying,
people that don't know,
housing and projects.
We're coming from Connecticut here.
Yeah, well, but again, every, you know,
tri-state.
Yeah, every state has their similar places, so
every state has their Waterbury. Every state has their Bridgeport.
Yeah, we just happen to have like a couple Waterburys in Bridgeport.
But even for me, like,
every
I
state
would
has
rather
Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Yes, I would rather, and Walnut Tree Hill Road, bro.
Walnut
Tree Hill Road is real. But yeah, like I would rather deliver in Bridgeport all day over Waterbury, man. Like, I've had some good deliveries in Bridgeport because they have like 3 surrounding schools, so you get a lot of those, which is good.
The money makers.
Yeah, but moving forward, it'll be interesting to see what else they implement, because they were saying that we're going to come up with different incentives and programs, and I think quests and shit like that, and it's just one of those kind of saying.
So overall, does that kind of shut off the Uber drivers and the way that they're treating them?
It's getting blinded. It's one of the oldest tags. It's even probably
right now, they're trying to see who they could control, and like
they absolutely are, and whoever's willing to take it. If you're willing to take a request, you're willing to take whatever they're going to get.
Oh, speaking of that's the other thing I forgot, which things getting kind of outlandish. So I do the I do that delivery. I shut it off. I walk into the Mecca, Walmart, do my shopping. Driving back to New Haven, boom, boom, get a hit. This is the longest one I've ever seen since I've been driving for my 8 months. 23 minutes away.
All right, hold on 1 second. Is there any additional fees if it's outside of 10 minutes?
I don't know.
All right.
So I'm assuming
let us know out there.
Well, yeah, no. I just wanted to see if it's the same, because when you're picking up a passenger and they're outside of 10 minutes, it'll say premium pickup likely, but that's all a con too, because it works out to like 10 cents. Yeah. Because
just somewhere Uber, it sounds like a con, man. Come on now.
They're both doing the same thing.
Doobie-doo. So on the way back, I get the hit 23 minutes. Once again, I let the thing pop up because I'm like, all right, I'm going back the New Haven way, so maybe it's in West Haven or something like that, so I wouldn't mind because I'm heading that direction. I head up, boom, the map says yes, in that direction, it's right above New Haven. So I'm like, fuck it, hit accept. The map turns around and this shit goes New Britain.
Yeah,
I'm not going to fucking New Britain for 23 minutes for a pickup, which is
that's
at
another
12
one.
o'clock at night. That shit's going to be McDonald's.
New Britain's Waterbury's cousin, for those that don't know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Hard hitting.
The mischievous one.
So it's weird to see. Uber's getting greedy, and I think as DMX would say, y'all been eating long enough.
Y'all been eating way long enough.
But no, and even conspiracy part about it, when you mentioned when it switches up, a lot of times I'll look and see like if there's like an area that's surging to see if I want to pick up a ride or something, and it'll put me like 20 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll put me in like, you know, in Reading, Ridgefield, like Danbury, you know, and I'm like, dude, I'm sitting like right here, you know. So I'm like, not
I'm
even,
in Ansonia.
You know?
What the fuck?
It's a stress test.
Oh, and all types, you know, but I did hit some home runs. So I mean, if we had to close up on Uber, it was very productive. I hope to catch a couple rides. Sometimes we feel like you got the secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as driver, you just we take it, right?
Oh,
you're talking about like what they might do to us, and we complain, and we take it though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because all your rides are cataloged, all your accepts, declines are cataloged. Sometimes
they mess with your mind. Yeah.
So they're like, all right.
So
well,
and like
the
you
world
said,
census of driving 24 minutes to 15 minutes compared to this, or going
Yeah,
out your
look
way
at the
for a
statistics of
surge,
what you
like,
drive.
it's
Like,
all
yeah,
psychological.
this guy
Oops.
needs to go this way. He'll go an extra
the
little bit
Uber-
to take
Yeah.
that ride.
I was gonna say Uber Medulla Gata.
Ooh.
But-
but it's a weird thing too, because it's almost like it's almost like drugs, because sometimes
it is a game.
in 2 hours I'll
Mhm.
make $70.
That dope
Sometimes in 2 hours I'll make $14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's always you're always, it's like almost like the casino, almost like
It
gambling
is,
thing.
it is,
You're
it
after
is.
that hit of
Keep rolling
like,
snake eyes.
man, if
You
I'm
keep betting
getting
on it too.
like in Milford, there's a good sushi place, and I know whenever I get that sushi place, it's like an 18-minute delivery, with a bonus. So the shit is always
Yeah.
it's always like a 14-minute delivery, or excuse me, a $14 delivery. It's always good money. Then other times you'll get McDonald's. Literally, I've had my smallest delivery ever was 600 feet away. Like,
yeah,
and it was one of those. I waited like 8 minutes for the fucking food. I get it, and then you hit the thing 600 feet away, and I'm like,
Yeah,
and then you get like $3.20 total for that shit. And you're just like, man.
Yeah.
But it's the it's
Victim
the
of the
love-hate
system.
relationship, man. It's the love-hate relationship, and the codes are below for me and the ride share here. If you guys want to sign up for it,
Yes.
after we just shit on it for 20 minutes,
yeah,
if you want
no,
to sign
but
up and drive.
you want some? You want some? You get some
Yeah.
Uber crack too.
But that's
You know?
the thing too. Now I'm interested in seeing if we'll see a substantial drop off, because there are certain people who are dedicated and this is what they do for their job, this is what they do for their life. But there's also people that are like, nah, I just do this for gas money. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's an idiot. Anybody that does Uber for gas money? But I know what you're saying.
Exactly,
Though.
yeah.
But yeah, just think about that for a second.
Because me, what I do honestly is I do it for my car payment, and then
There you go.
if I want to do a little bit extra, I'll do a little bit extra.
It creates.
Is the
You
car
have to
payment
play with it.
included through the Uber agreement? Like,
You know,
there's
they
cars
used to
that
be
do that.
able to have the leases,
If you don't have it,
but yeah, the people
No
were paying
longer.
$250 a week and
Yeah.
stuff,
It was
and
just-
people were doing
was-
it though.
It was like a
Oh, the
indentured
trap,
servant.
total hit. Oh,
Oh, like they provide the car as well?
Yeah,
Holy
get an Uber.
shit.
But
Oh.
instead of you getting
But they're
paid,
coming back
they'll-
again, you
while
know?
You work for them.
but that's going to be
That's
something
wild.
new. I'm going to challenge car makers too, because now there's going to be even more used cars on the market. Cars are going to be financed to be that much older because Uber
flying
and
cars.
Lyft are going to be putting and actually get into that real
There's
quick.
a new company out there where they do just jet flying for Ubers, though. They're a jet flying company.
They were
for
testing.
Uber.
They want to do that too. So we'll see.
That'd be nice though
If
to
it
get
happens.
an Uber flight to Vegas for $80, $100.
Right? That'd be nice.
I prefer they drove. I'll take them. But
Now, is there because you do the driving, I do the eats, is there a limit on how far that they can?
You don't know?
Like, you can't be like, I mean,
Well,
obviously they would give
East
you-
Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
have
Like
you
what would
Have
happen?
you driven
Yeah,
What would
an
happen?
hour?
East Coast, West Coast.
Like, how much would you get paid to drive someone to fucking California?
All right, so both the apps, supposedly, reportedly, I've seen in boards, will cut out after like between 3 and 4 hours.
Yeah.
What you're supposed to do when you get a ride of that size is to contact support right away. Be like, look, here's the deal. I got what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
Uber Joe in the back. We're about to do this. Want to confirm that what I'm saying, like you're gonna see me always logged on. Always, we're gonna take care of this. At some point, you're gonna catch 2 signals: arrival or left and drop them off. So you're supposed to confirm it first. I don't know if there's any room. I don't know what the truest one is, because you see some crazy rides, like if they're true or not. Like this was a $800 ride or whatever.
Yeah, you hear the stories.
But
The lore.
but no, but you remember there was a time there was the NFL player needed the ride from like somewhere in the Midwest, Chicago or something, to Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? He ended up with the kid that. So they happen. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what drivers call unicorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you catch a nice surge for a long trip, or
Yep.
for me, if I catch a long trip on XL, I usually think that's pretty good.
Yeah. What's the longest one that you've done?
Oh, nothing crazy. Like 90 minutes has really been
Yeah.
has been mine, but.
Yeah, that's not bad though. you know?
No, but around here, like that's an average, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like,
distance-wise,
yeah, exactly. From
getting
a
out
marketing
somewhere.
strategic point of view, anybody around here, like I said, the Connecticut market's flooded. You want to come in, join the waters.
Quick to get in and out.
Yeah,
A lot of transportation to see in other ports.
I'll
a
even
lot of-
say for myself, the most that I've
pickups.
seen before is I've been at a McDonald's once with 7 other drivers. That was interesting. Of those, like, we're on the same gang.
Yup.
But that was in like the New Haven area. Yeah, I've
And
been
like
in.
the roaches
But even that's the thing to where,
to get
like I
the
said,
fucking
I'll
food.
show you some
Yeah.
pictures. So you pick if you could look on the app. Actually, we're connected now, but I got to show you guys. Drivers look like drivers. I mean, or look like roaches when you look at the map.
More ants from up above. I mean, I guess it's just the way. Yeah, if it's like 7 people at one.
No,
spot,
but that's what I'm saying. No, if you look at
if
you look at the driver app, it'll show you where you are and let you know, like, hey, maybe I should move out of here because 6 or 7 drivers. Well, in New Haven, you know what I'm saying. There's some spots where where all the bars are. It looks like a little Uber centipede. Just everybody's, you know, and you're just like, y'all ain't gonna get nothing.
You're not getting anything.
All you guys are doing is just hurting the unless. What they should be doing, and
get $3 a ride everywhere you're going.
That's it.
Yeah,
and because you're not going to create a surge or nothing
Yeah.
because you're all sitting right there, you know.
Yeah. Dude, when I was in New Haven, I didn't have a car. To go from Stop and Shop to my house by straight up taxi was only $6. You know what I mean? So, and I know Uber's less expensive than a fucking taxi. So,
then when they also
ridiculous.
added the share ride stuff, I mean, like, right?
Yep.
So it's like it's paying like $2 to go to places.
But listen, if you've ever had a crazy experience at Uber or a good experience or a bad experience or
Right.
any experience at all, hit us up, man. 203-941-0045. You can call or text. Let us know about your Uber experience.
Yeah, maybe you caught a ride from me or had your food delivered.
Right?
You know?
Who knows?
Don't be
and
shy,
you found
Steamians. I see you. Google Plus Squad, you too. Don't be shy.
Well, what else we got? Was news anything good or sports?
Texas shooting, right?
Man,
I
news.
mean,
Another shooting.
I was gonna say, news is usually never good. You know, I mean, it's. I guess it
Lil
kind
Matt
of.
called it. He said, we'll speak again. A couple episodes back, we had this debate.
Yeah,
Here it is again.
It's one of those. I don't see it ending, but I don't see how. I don't see how to solve the problem, but
Sad
in
to
my
say, but
opinion,
it's a
it's
safe
not.
bet.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's not take away guns from everybody, and that makes it because the guns are still going to be there, and you're still going to be able to get them, and still going to be able to.
We're still in the same exact spot.
Still going to be able to buck something like you duck hunting. Now, the interesting thing that we were talking about a little bit off camera was that the past, I think, 3 in a row were. Well, the 3 in a row that were reported that were big because there was a one where the guy actually shot the kid and nobody died, where that wasn't really reported on. But the past 3,
there was a gang one too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
yeah.
it's still.
But the past 3 big ones were followed suit of, you know, it's the kid, mental problems, usually with some type of Nazi shit, and stole the parents' guns.
Yeah. And medicated though, right?
Medicated, yep.
Kid.
Supposed to be medicated or was on medication.
And it seems with the last couple too, there's been red flags for a long time, and everyone's been complaining about the person and nothing's been done. So that's another interesting caveat.
But I said the only way to do it is to. How do you? Everyone's gonna say that they're. I just look at everyone will say that they're fine. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, I'm a little disturbed from time to time, but I'm fine.
I think for me, to be honest with you, having a child now, for me, it just makes it a idea for homeschooling a lot more for me personally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did the homeschooling thing for the junior high years.
I do.
That could be a challenge, a challenge in itself, but that was still still good. I realized that my daughter kind of needed the structure and French. She wasn't. The kids that homeschooled weren't necessarily the kind of kids that she would continue, you know.
Yeah.
But she was kind of,
Connecticut wise. What was the last shooting we had?
Well, Sandy Hook was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
Sandy Hook.
And then besides that, though, it was that was.
I think everything else has been probably gang related. Not so. I don't want to say gang related.
Well, yeah,
but
it's
like
more
it was
so
robbery gone wrong, stuff like
cases,
that. And it's usually people that knew each other in in a bad environment. What was that?
That was my phone letting me know.
Okay. No, I was just making sure it wasn't
Power?
a camera
No
turning
power.
off, anything like
Letting me know. Oh yeah. Are we still rolling?
that. Yeah. But
beautiful.
yeah, I think it's something that's gonna keep on going. It is weird to me that even before they go with the rest in peace, it's NRA immediately.
Well, okay, so let's
thing.
solve the problem then, and let's see if people can agree, disagree, give us a call, let us know what you think. Let's solve some of the problem.
Problem starts with the
look
blicky.
Problem starts with toy guns.
Georgia
if
did
you're gonna
it.
sell these in fucking places all the time, you might want to ban these first and teach your kids how to fucking do. Go ahead.
No,
First,
maybe, but I'm saying we're doing it in Georgia's going to allow it in school, so maybe okay. So now it's time to have whether it be an armed individual or so. So I think to fix it, you need an armed. You need at least a gun or 2 guns in school.
gun
Okay.
check. What's next?
Right?
I would say not in the teacher's hands though.
Well, that's debatable because if
In
they're
a
certified
homeowner's hand
and
that's been
right?
properly.
Because the wood shop teacher could also be the gun teacher, the gun safety teacher, right?
Could be, yep. But
You know?
I don't know, man.
All you need is perimeter set. You don't really need people inside with guns. You can have a fucking patrol squad outside.
Well, I'm just
that's
saying.
I feel that.
I say
that
have-
same way.
Like, I mean, it's very simple to have a watchtower.
A presence. I think the scary thing, and I have to do, to have a side talk with your kids. Tell the kids, okay, what's
Yep.
the school plan? All right, you and I, what's your plan? Because without, I don't want to, say my kids' names, but one of them, and I'll to bring light to make it feel a little fun. The kid's very, very fast, and he's familiar with the area. Where if he's out, I would actually advise him to run somewhere where you know what I'm saying, like where he would know.
Japan.
So that's
Sometimes I
that's
guess
the
it's
other
good
part
to play
about
army
it.
with your kids and teach them how to
No, just anything.
maneuver, retrograde. The Marines like to call it. They don't run away, but they.
Well, that's the thing. In a bigger scope of everything is also you're responsible for teaching your fucking kid. You know what I mean? Like instead of the raising, like yes, school is there to help. But like you're responsible for molding your child into the person.
But let me
that they're
ask
supposed
you.
to be.
Let me
know
ask
what I
you
mean?
this.
So I think that is a great idea.
But what about some of the okay? Because it's like tough. How do you win? Because we could present the answers. Like
There
I said,
is no winning.
security presence. Okay, armed. Have somebody at least an individual armed.
Yep.
Security presence and cameras.
I think the whole thing is like trying to. We're stuck in a pickle, and like you said before, though, it's too many people fighting over the wrong issue.
Yeah.
Right? And we brought this. There's trails that lead to the conspiracy, but can it be the meds? Can it be some sort of like? I know these kids and the parents, they're not all perfect, but can they be subject to some sort of brainwashing or like? Have we been dumbed down severely?
Absolutely.
The fluoride in
Definitely.
the water. I
Well,
hate
like
to say
how-
all this stuff. Like,
Well, no,
are
but
we
hold
just
on,
getting
though.
complete imbeciles?
Well, and it might not necessarily be
The
that, but
teaching that we're
the
doing is
longest
right,
time that
wrong?
we had was to
Is God here?
medicate,
Is he alive?
as opposed to try to fix the problem.
Yo,
right?
medicate
Where
instead of
diet-
meditate. What's the problem?
Right, that's part of it, or maybe diet as opposed to prescription stuff.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's all fluoride, but I think quick to start popping pills in our
But even Mike, how you were joking about
vitamins.
the gun
Yeah.
situation, like I'll
Oh,
put
I
it like
wasn't
this:
able to joke.
like my father's generation, they were playing quote war in the backyard with real BB guns
Yeah.
shooting at
Yeah,
each other,
exactly.
and they're not the generation that's shooting up people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a.
But
I think
I'm
they're
glad to know that generation's still out there in case shit pops off.
exactly yeah.
So-
They got the blicky tucked.
Exactly.
So
Maybe-
that's where.
I just picture him like going to pull out and like roll over, like good guy with the gun. He's out there, you know what I'm saying? But he just kind of rolls over, like or something. But
man.
I don't know. More heroes though, you know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
that's why I say like
Yeah.
have that individual plan.
See something?
So my
say
kids,
something.
yeah, especially if you're white, call the police. They'll be there quickly.
Exactly.
But
What-
just don't say.
Have a
what is it?
plan.
Where's your supervisor? Where's your supervisor?
Yeah. Just don't say where's your
Don't say that
supervisor.
over and over again.
Ugh. Yeah, that's the thing. We can kind of get into the police area because T.I. had a problem with the police. Bob Marley's either daughter or granddaughter,
Let's hear about that.
had a problem with the police. Also, there's been a couple other new videos that have popped up of, quote, police
Barbecue.
violent.
Police been wasted 911 calls is the truth. A wasted
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is it
a wasted
police
non-emergency
beat
call.
down parties?
Well,
not yet,
it's
but-
not that, but there's the outrage over the videos of like this is my thing. Even if you've done nothing wrong, and I'm not saying that this doesn't happen because there's plenty of police that kill people, white or black, for no fucking reason, just because
Yeah.
they're dickheads on the job. The people that have gotten, they're the kids in school that got bullied that grew up and are like, I'm getting everybody back. Those type of police do exist.
Exactly.
But there's a certain situation that I saw on the news of this kid took his sister to the prom. They were in the Waffle House, causing a ruckus, whatever, doing something to where the police had to be called and this kid was getting arrested.
Yeah.
And once again, I understand there are dickhead police out there. If you are a person of color, you're damn right to be afraid of the police.
Should the owner feel guilty for calling the police if it escalates in a death?
I think it depends on what the person was doing in the because at a certain point you got to protect your business, and then if that other situation happens to where basically what I'm saying is if the cops are going to arrest you, there's nothing that you can say to where that cop is going to be like, you know what, guy, you're right, sorry, go ahead. Like once the cop says put your hands behind your back, you just have to do that. Like I understand too that once again, yes, there are dickhead cops that are going to shoot people for no reason. That has happened in the past. Of course, it's going to happen in the future. But like, there's
So
no point to
compliance-
resist arrest.
Compliance is needed.
It definitely is, because like there's this video of this kid, and now it's a huge issue, and people can play. Oh my God, look how the cop handled him.
Well,
I don't care who
Like,
you are,
here's-
like,
because
or how
there's-
strong
no,
or
but
weak
see-
you are, trying to get somebody
Yeah.
by yourself to put their hands behind their back and arrest them and put the handcuffs on them when they don't want you to. It's not easy, no matter how big, small, or strong you are. You know what I mean?
but okay, so part of it, if there's a true misunderstanding,
Yep.
so we're basically saying just comply till things get straightened out.
I'm saying you got to fight that later, because right there,
Yeah.
it's not going to get solved.
But there
cop
are
is
some-
ever going to be
you don't
like,
think so?
sorry,
Like, you
dude,
got
I'm
the-
wrong, go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a conspiracy guy here, so it's like we all think you have freedom. There's some people that think they're a free spirit, but when you say compliance, so then it's like, yeah, because you don't want to. It's like, do we have freedom then, really? You know, compliance is not freedom then. I mean,
Well, see,
I
and here's-
understand people, you know, defy authority, and you know,
But you have
it's getting to a point though where like it's a bubble that's gonna burst because the police department or just the system that's in place.
Yep.
We know that it's old and wrong, and
Yes.
the new generation will continue to erupt and break it. So that's
I think
it's
the
gonna
first thing
clash.
comes down to
My
is with the police being involved. Was this an emergency? You know what I'm saying? Or not an emergency, but you know what I'm saying. Was this in all of these situations?
Yeah.
Is this a situation that deems a police presence? Who makes that side? Who makes that decision that you know what I'm saying? There should be
That's when the call comes in. There's got to be that they decide.
So the people, but see the thing is, a
echelon.
lot of these people putting the call in are making it seem like,
But
for
I do agree
unjust.
though, where it also once the police do get there, you have one chance to calm yourself down and get out of the situation. But if you choose not to do that, game over.
Exactly. There's a certain point when you're speaking to the police and that can happen. But once a cop tells you to put your hands behind your back, it's over. There is no speaking after that. That's going to have the cop be like, "Sorry, sir, I was wrong. Go ahead. My bad." That's never going to happen.
See, but the worst part about that is because you don't know that the aggressor. So I know what you're saying. Comply to just put yourself in to live to fight another day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In that situation, live to fight another day.
It's like politely being kidnapped.
Hello.
That's
Put that on a T-shirt.
That's pretty much what it is. Though.
you know. See, so I'm saying that's the flip side to it. When you know that is going to be the outcome.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. It's clear as day. But just having to live with, on your conscience of like, the police kind of got it out for me. You know what I'm saying? It sucks to have to live that way, but you know what I'm saying? Like I lived that way, but in my childhood, like, I was, family was up to some of the wrong things. So I was afraid of, I knew the police were around, like,
Yep.
Yep. And I fully do understand that kids have been shot for no reason. Kids of color have just been straight up assassinated by the police.
Here's the thing.
I fully
here's
get
the thing,
that.
because by the time things get straightened out, your skull was just cracked on the concrete because you were just bum rushed by a 240 pro hormone 5'8", 5'10", 6 foot guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who's just doing his job
Who's
because he wants to go to his family.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So a $120 kid, like I don't care what color you are, like I'm a pit bull, and
And then they get slammed.
So that's
No, I fully understand. By me, there's a slew of horrible fucking police. But like I said, it gets to the point, like once you're there and once you're getting arrested, you just have to get arrested. Like there's no, unless you're just dashing and going and running for it.
I don't know.
Once again, there's no conversation to be had.
I would think more. I think there is though, because
is
it says
not
the police
legal
start
advice.
approaching you, then maybe pick up your phone and start calling, have a conversation. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna be recording your shit, so call somebody. Someone
If
else
you're gonna
call
get
911 and be like, "Yo, someone call 911 on me."
Yeah. If you're going to get involved in the law, like you said, you might as well comply. Learn the system. If you're going to be homeless, great place to go and fucking take the free food and sleep and shelter. They give you blankets, give you a chance to shit and all that.
Where's that?
California.
Oh,
Fucking New
police.
Haven too, man. New Haven has great situations set up. That's why there's so many homeless people out there begging for money and not for food, because their food is covered in New Haven. You know?
Yeah.
No, but it's there's situations that keep popping up of now it seems to where if you get arrested, like there's an outrage. You know what I mean? Like regardless of what it is, like there was another situation with the 65-year-old lady who they're like, "Oh my God, how could they pull her out of the car and arrest her?" Well, because she was doing things illegally, so
Yeah.
that's why she got pulled out of the car and arrested. But because she's fucking screaming bloody murder, all of a sudden it's not acceptable and that other stuff. And I watched that
there's
video and
the
nobody
female
was
police
fucking,
commissioner.
She wasn't.
I mean, people get
age don't mean shit.
and but she did have a title of sorts, though. No, she just wasn't a
No,
in her town or something
not
as well.
her. There was the other lady who wasn't even involved in the situation that came down and said, "I'm the blah 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 blah," and she ended up getting fired because her kid got arrested for having drugs.
Okay,
And she came down barking at the police, doing the complete white privilege
you know the only
thing.
people allowed to get away with this stuff is high society. Let's go now.
All right, if you got money, you're clear.
Like the royal wedding. What's going on with that? Is that
Fuck the royal wedding for the moment, but let's get back to the Marley's granddaughter. Let's just run through the police ones real quick.
That falls into entertainment.
Marley's granddaughter, they rented a Airbnb, which I've never done, so I really don't know what it is, but I think it's something to where basically instead of getting a hotel, you go to someone's house.
Yep.
And then move out for
their
the-
second houses or their own personal house.
And so I guess they were packing up, it's a group of black people, and on the way out, they've got their bags, they've got everything. Next door neighbor sees 6-7 black people walking out the house with luggage. They think they're robbing the house. Boom, get the cops called on them.
Yeah, now, her reason being was because she said, well, they didn't wave to me. I waved to them.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So that was the reason behind that. So, so she called the cops on him. But then it was the barbecue.
But nothing
right?
happened to them, right?
They got detained for a little while.
Yeah.
And by that, I don't mean...
slamming into the fucking curb.
I don't mean not detained at the police station. They got, they got detained in the cul-de-sac, whatever, until they figured it out, and then they were like,
the true harassment was just from the prejudice of the woman calling.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, and she said...
Shame! Sorry.
And the woman that called said she was next door neighbor, and just concerned and all that stuff. But
well, you were such a good neighbor that you didn't know that your neighbor did Airbnb either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... But yeah, it happened again in the bar. Well, I guess maybe bigger news was happened to T.I., right? T.I. was locked out of his gated community.
Yep.
Yeah, so he posted it too.
Yep.
A lot of the speech was kind of like, you wonder was it necessarily needed because, yes, there are passes. You know what I'm saying? You talk about high society getting the pass. At the same time, though, if you live in that particular area and you know that T.I. lives there and somebody calls the cops, you know what I'm saying? I would think as a cop, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, it's T.I. again. He gonna offer me some weed
No, but
shots.
just whatever. Be like, oh, we got the call. It's you. Whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of like,
Playing
the situation that I heard from that is that he rolled up to his gate, because he lives in a gated community. Obviously, he's a rich guy, and he didn't have his key, so he had to call up, and they let him in. And from what I understood, is he caught the guard sleeping, like had to do the knock on the window shit.
Yeah,
and then after he got in and got into his house. From what they were saying, T.I. was a little tipsy, a little drunk.
Of course, that's his name.
He came back down to the guard shack like, yo, player, I need to talk to you about, you can't be sleeping on the job, blah, blah, blah. And that's when it escalated into the cops being called of like, listen, this guy's knocking on the window. He wants me to come outside and settle it. Yeah. And that's why he eventually got arrested. But it's, I think it was just a case of kind of too much alcohol, too much, I'm going cowboy. Exactly. The bravado of like, hey, you need to.
T.I.
When it could have been handled, I feel like, of course, in that situation when you're hyped up like that, there's that. But it could have been handled in a. He should have
the white way and just called the association and filed a complaint.
That's literally what I was saying. I'm sure that he has enough power and clout in that situation to call the next day and be like, "Listen, this guard, get him out of here."
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sure that he could have done that.
Yes.
Because T.I. does not need to be getting arrested anymore.
T.I.?
Like, dude, he already got off on like. Listen, I'm not saying T.I. snitched on anyone. All I'm saying is that one of those silencers that he was caught with was supposed to send him away for 20 years mandatory. Yeah. And he went away for like 3 months.
Yeah. So, but like I said, but all the more reason to have, be like, yo, guards better be awake here. You know what I'm saying? So
caged, it sings.
Yo, that canary life.
Shit. But
yeah, that was T.I., Marley.
What's that one down there? O'Connor, Team Mayweather.
Other one was the NAACP, and also it's kind of working in the other way of that NAACP leader got pulled over, for what he said was, quote, being black in a white neighborhood. Said a whole bunch of stuff, a whole slew of like, I thought he was going to shoot me. I thought he was going to shoot my kids. I thought he was going to shoot, everyone in the car. He accused me of having drugs, blah, blah, blah. The kind of like the first situation where the body cam helped the police officer, where they reviewed the body cam and were like, no.
Shame.
Yeah, just
shame.
didn't happen.
Busted.
And that makes obviously dude look horrible for, of course, he's trying to push the agenda for a
Lies.
better black America.
Yep.
And then you just accused of, because of course police do that all the time, but if they didn't do that, you can't like
a lot of people do that for fucking jobs on their resume. They be lying about
Reverend
all sorts
Jerry,
of things.
right? Let's see.
There's a guy. He's a Navy SEAL. He's old, but what he does is he goes through people's resumes when they say that they're a SEAL, and his job is to look them up in the database, which is private, secured, very secret, so very few could look at it. So when he finds out that it's a lie, it's his job to go in there, call him up, talk to him. He goes down the butt
butt fucks him.
Yeah, gets him.
That's the what's that? Stolen Valor.
Stolen Valor. Yeah.
Wow.
But catch him. He's actually a good catch on YouTube.
That's dope.
It's crazy to see him fucking bust down some like 60, 70-year-old dude that been lying. Like he's a fucking professor at a university. There's like,
He kicks in the classroom door and is just like, listen.
Because there's a fine for that, for Stolen Valor.
Stolen Valor, yeah. There should be, man. It takes some fucking balls to, and I don't mean balls in a good, I don't mean balls in a good way, but it takes some fucking balls to pretend to be that. You know what I mean?
A lot of people pretend. Speaking of pretending, 25-year-old playing basketball at high school.
Was it GB Gerard Bozo?
SBGP. SG.
No, it's G.
SB
Gerard.
SBGP coming to the hoop.
Yeah. SB. So it was
going back to school.
It was like Savion.
Played him for
yeah, it was a ridiculous name. But yeah, this gentleman was displaced by
Hurricane Harvey.
Is it true or is that lie?
That's right. That's
who knows?
a good question now.
That's what I thought it was a lie.
Displaced and then ended up in Dallas.
Still in Texas though. Yeah, I don't know. In Texas to relive his high school days. Basically,
Yeah.
He graduated 2005.
2011.
2011. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2011.
2011. Tried out for a
G League or something. Yep.
Didn't make it.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I guess, like you said, now good point. Questioning, if he was truly a displaced from Harvey.
He wasn't. Come on.
But went to this high school, started playing. So, but here, the other way
you
they
lie about being 17 when you're 25. You lied about how you get there.
From what I understand with the situation, he came. They said that he signed up as a homeless, displaced, person from the hurricane. So I guess maybe that's why they didn't look into him more.
Yes,
they probably
and
thought it was good for them.
As everybody knows,
I'm
black
sure,
don't crack. So he kind of like looked younger.
Yeah,
and
his real name was Rashawn Sidney Richardson.
No, that was the fake name.
No. Yeah, that was his real name.
That wasn't the name that was on the news.
No, that was his fake name for the school.
That was a fake name for the school.
That was the name he made up. That was his alias.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Rashawn Sidney Richardson. That's right. That's right. Yeah. His name is Sidney Gilstrap Portley.
Beautiful. Gilstrap.
SBGP. Playing for a fool.
If there isn't a gun called the Gilstrap, there needs to be.
Gilstrap. Going back to school.
But yeah, I guess maybe they were kind of lax on maybe having IDs and stuff like that because I guess he approached them as a displaced homeless person. So
I left everything where I was from.
Exactly. Like I lost it all in the flood.
Yeah, I don't even remember my social. I have amnesia from the last meal I ate.
Exactly. And it doesn't say how long he was in there for though.
Yeah, no,
enough to play
I'm
for
seeing
the team,
here
enough to try out, right? I mean, I bet the coach was excited to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just saw, there was one game.
Even the principal
34 points, 15 rebounds. Oh, yeah, there was a lot of people.
First game, 34 points.
That's the thing, though.
There were some girls that thinking he was going to the prom with her,
At least throttle it. Like, don't just dominate people. Like, you don't need to be dropping 34.
Yeah, that's
like,
almost
drop 18.
Not child abuse, but like when you beat up on kids
the
or something.
Rule.
Yeah, like that was.
Yo, go and drop 18, get 5 rebounds.
Playing with 17-year-olds, 34, it's like it's so obvious that if you have to make that shot. Like,
Yeah, but assists. Start passing it, bro. Hit him with a bounce pass. You know
That's
what I mean?
True. But,
get other people involved.
Even more where like I bet he really wants to win. He does assists all game. His players keep fucking missing because they're only 17. They haven't been playing for fucking 17 years like he has.
He went through
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and then it's fourth quarter, you're down by 34, and all of a sudden you win every fucking game, and you get 34 points.
Yeah, that's another thing. The school was saying that they might now go back and forfeit all the games that he played in and shit. Yeah.
Whatever team lost by 34,
no.
They're all getting wins.
Yep.
They're all gonna do the math.
That's amazing. But that that takes some balls to just go and live that life again, man. I
Well,
think that's funny.
Do you
man.
remember?
Kudos to SBGP for even doing it.
I had brought up
And for
before. You can catch it on. Okay.
How do you get away with that with the system of checking background ID? But like you said, just
honestly,
with the
yeah,
story he made,
they
that
probably did
was
the
way.
sob story of fucking,
Yeah.
hey
And the
man, you
school
got
wanted
displaced.
publicity probably because they were gonna go to nationals with the basketball player. It was
We
famous.
feel
from
bad for
fucking
you.
Hurricane Harvey. That was a great promo.
Right, because and that's the Cinderella story.
That
is-
was the story.
It would have
That's
been
why the
busted by
principal-
then. It would
Oh,
have been
yeah, yeah.
I
busted
would
by
actually
then.
interrogate the principal. He might have been in on this shit.
Yeah. That was funny too when we watched the interview with the principal, and he was just talking about how his feelings were
He didn't
hurt.
seem
And you're like,
disappointed at all. It
who are
was-
you? Like, that's the big takeaway. He was like, yeah, my feelings are hurt, and the feelings of the staff are really hurt. Like,
I'm
Come
glad
on.
to get away with this
Come on.
little slap on the wrist because I could have lost my job.
yeah, that's the thing too. Is that's who should be, in trouble. If anyone's
You could
supposed to
put
be
a,
quote in trouble for
25-year-old
it.
in school with your 14-year-old daughter. Hey,
Well,
yo.
actually, speaking of which, I don't know if I heard, but yeah, you said there was a 14-year-old girl he was talking to, though.
There
Wow.
it
The
is.
mother had mentioned, though, that she was aware of the situation, but told her, like, you're not talking to no 17-year-old kid, so was aware that, I don't know who contacted who, but,
Yeah.
And again, though, I guess, we're
Mom, he's gonna go pro.
Yeah.
Hail
so.
to the
Right.
no.
LeBron stayed with his fucking high school sweetheart. Maybe he'll stay with me.
Right. Kobe did, and then Kobe,
Yeah, Kobe
not
had to
Kobe,
buy that rock.
I was thinking about Shaq.
Kobe,
Yeah.
Kobe
Shaq
almost
stayed
got
for a
busted,
while.
so-
Yeah. But,
Hey.
actually, NBA, no? Go ahead.
NBA,
Boston.
man.
Boston
Boston,
up,
2-1.
up 2-1, but
And then,
Playing
Uh,
again tonight or tomorrow?
yeah,
Tonight.
Yeah,
No,
tonight.
tomorrow.
I thought.
I don't know.
Oh no, you
Sorry,
said that
please.
because the pauses. You remember this was where they.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
said we get the okie doke now.
Yep.
Now the
And
7-game
the
series
Rockets
takes
start
11 days.
spreading it, yeah.
7 games, 11
the next
days.
series, it'll take fucking 28 days for the
Yeah.
fucking series.
Yeah, so you got 2-1 series.
Now, in my opinion, Boston has to win. They have to go 3-1. Or, listen, like when
You see, when you saw
if it goes
LeBron was
2-2.
capable, like I said, I'm
Yo,
just
because this is the thing, too.
It would
Boston-
be great if they won away, yeah.
Yeah, but this is the thing, too, is Boston got rocked last night. It wasn't,
But see-
it was 116-86 or whatever.
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
like
20-point loss. But you wonder, okay, because everyone's
I
talking about
wonder,
Brad
you know.
Stevens being
I think
a
the second
genius
game's gonna be
coach.
different, though. I would.
Well, no,
I
are
hope
you
so.
saying let LeBron get his off so that way he's tired? You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a war. Let's not try to close him in 4 because we might run out of energy. Then LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Becomes incredible LeBron. So maybe it's like let him get his off. You know what I'm saying? Be like,
Yep.
I think they got the because every time playoffs and these guys are new in this situation, but going into Cavs home field advantage, you could tell that their energy was off.
you can almost say. I
First
mean,
quarter, second quarter, it was like whoop.
you could see the homers
First
out
quarter
there though
mostly.
saying LeBron runs the table and so does Curry and
For the home field advantage right there. But I think this next game for the Celtics, now that they felt the vibe that they're going into, I think now it's going to be a much tougher battle.
I think they threw
I
the
think they're gonna
game.
fight harder.
I
It's-
think they threw
yeah,
the game
I mean,
a little bit. Just like
you
I
have
said,
to
just
go to
relax.
at least 5 to
yeah,
make money. in
maybe
any
LeBron
playoffs.
will
No-
pull something
nobody
trying to score.
wants-
That's like fishing. Like they let it get his energy
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
then bring him
yeah,
in. So, that's fishing references here on 3 Piece and a Biscuit. Give us a call, 203-941-0045. Let us know your best lure or are you using worms.
Oh, they're using grub.
So, and then what's the other series?
2-1.
2-1?
Same.
2-1
Golden State.
Golden State, yeah.
Yep, you had
Well, 'cause, remember how we were talking about what's the dude who dresses fucking horrible and he's
Every
on
one
the
of 'em.
Thunder?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he's horrible. James Harden is Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah.
Same shit, scoring 41 points and losing.
Yeah, yeah,
same,
yeah.
same,
41
like,
points and leaving with a handbag that's made for women.
exactly.
What the hell's going on in the world today?
But yeah, that's a weird thing. Like, men are, in my opinion, too concerned with being cute. And I don't mean that just in
it's-
looks. I mean that in, like, look at me. Yeah, it's a handbag. It's not supposed to be for me, but I'm wearing it. Look how cute this
But
is.
you know
Like,
what
it's
it is,
just
though?
Roles are reversing. Like women now are embracing the whole sexual proudness of it. There's not like Amber Rose, the whole slut walk thing, big
Yeah.
festivals and shit. And now men are turning fucking
bitch.
Femininity. Femininity. It's gonna be a new song coming out. Watch out, yo.
Why they acting like bitches? Femininity.
Yeah.
Wow,
A lot of that
dude.
going on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely. So how you guys feeling?
let's keep it sports. So real quick, go with the Vegas Knights, and then
Vegas Knights, yeah, real
talk.
quick, because when we first started the show, right, we're talking about who was getting into the playoffs. Vegas Knights, I just picked that on because first time team, cool uniform, right? We lost the Whalers, so I was just like, maybe we'll do a Knights thing.
Did you guys see like the stuff that they're doing too? Where like the accoutrement on the fucking like on the ice, they come out and they had two guys with fucking swords do a fucking sword battle, and then there's a dragon over here.
Oh yeah,
they went into like exactly. They got the
Vegas
Vegas show stuff, and remember how Sting used to come down from the rafters?
Yeah,
they had a dude hooked up into that shit. Like whatever, dude hit him. Dude flies up into the rafters. It was pretty cool, man. Like, I was like,
creates the energy for a win.
Exactly.
Everyone in the place is thinking winning.
Yep.
No one's thinking of the team losing, and that's psychological warfare when it comes to the sports.
That's that transfer of energy right there, player.
That's keeping the visiting team's locker room pink.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Keeping it puke color or shit that just makes you nauseous.
Keeping it that 70s Tupperware green color.
Exactly.
But no, it's cool. Like I hope that they do win. And speaking of how you saying the Whalers. The XFL put out a thing on Twitter, and I responded to them. They were asking, where would you like to see the teams this year?
Yes.
And I said, I was like, man, Connecticut, give us, whether it be Stanford, whether it be Hartford.
Think so, yeah.
We've been fiending for a team since, man.
Yeah.
Like, but I think they're only doing 8 teams this season, which is like, at that point, they'll probably do Florida, LA.
Yeah,
York,
we don't have a stadium ready, and all these places would, what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're not going to play at Rensselaer with UConn.
No, but it's interesting. So still,
there's arenas in here though in Connecticut though where they could change it.
Not for XFL. Rensselaer Stadium's the only one. There's
turf.
only one stadium.
Go turf. Let's do it.
So that's coming in 2020. So I'm sure as all that blossoms, we'll be talking about that as it comes.
February.
What else happened? Anything in
February?
Oh, you said some baseball news for you with the sports. Robbie Cano, that's right. Yeah, 80 game suspension.
Robbie Cano.
Yeah.
What's going on with him?
So Robbie Cano, right? All-star second baseman for the Seattle Mariners. Started out with the Yankees. Signed that big fat deal with Seattle. Still producing like crazy. Just received an 80 game suspension. For some like 18 letter, ending with IDE, and it had a couple like PLs and PHs in it. It was some
cream injections.
No, this was a masking agent. I don't know if it was in the blood or if it was in the urine, but so there was a high dose of a masking agent.
So they don't know what he actually took; they just know that he hit it.
Yeah. He was hiding something, and they
next question would be: did they ask him where he got it from?
I mean, maybe they want to ask questions later. He's got 80 games you know what I'm saying? Like
he's got 80 games to think about it.
Yeah.
They put him in fucking timeout. Now,
so that's the big one.
How many games left in the season, or does it go on to the next season?
Yeah, well, actually, he will be back before the season's over because 162 games. They're only 40 games in about.
He'll be fresh, ready for the second half.
Well, hopefully he's out there training and
Yeah.
Now,
I would say masking.
Like that, can he
detoxing?
Go to practices, or is he barred from the team?
You know what?
Can he do everything except play?
I think there's an unwritten rule.
He's allowed to do baseball activities.
There's an unwritten rule, I believe.
You no longer play baseball
right?
for 82 days.
Wait, with this going on, I believe the unwritten rule is just like, dude, if you're here, everyone's going to ask questions. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do your drills and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Go do your own sports training facility.
Yeah. When non-press times or whatever. But, shocking to some, I don't know. Anybody, were you surprised?
Just makes me think, was he doing it for the Yankees? And if so, where did he get it from? Other Yankee members? Or
and then that too, is he a home run hitter?
He is.
Well, yes. Yeah,
he has the power.
He came in.
But it's been masked, you see.
He came into the league with a very, very promising skill set of hitting and power.
Yes. Which made people now, I guess, wonder, because how do you get caught? You just random test?
Yeah. Players get randomly tested multiple times a year.
No, they've been watching, son.
So, but
Too many RBIs and home runs.
Say it ain't. But here's the thing, though.
You need more doubles and home runs, because, And that's, if you really want to fly under the radar in baseball and do all that shit, you can't be in home runs.
Yeah, you gotta be hitting
Nobody is though. It's always right. But that's
can't stand up.
done though, because now if you really follow the game, people are talking about like a velo, like exit velocity and stuff. Like baseball was always like a statistical game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like always, like anytime you knew a baseball player, they always spoke in some type of statistics. You know, only got to be successful 30% of the time to be to be an all-star. You know.
Exactly. You get 4 out of 10 hits. You're the best hitter of all time.
Yeah. So now with all the the analytics and all that, exit velocity and launch angle are what they're seeing. Like these hitters come in, and that's what they're measuring you now. So the hit the line drive is done. It's all about exit launch angle and exit velocity now.
Wow.
You know.
And
they want to know if that bat is corked.
Might cost money though. I don't think it will happen, but change of the size of the diamonds, but.
No, that'll never happen. The next thing would be the how accurate you on balls and strikes. So do you want to replace the umpire? Do you keep him there to just repeat what the thing tells them?
If it's easy for everyone, well, that's definitely needed. But I was gonna say, as far as for the home run game, do you see anything changing with the weight of the baseball?
No, I think supposedly the big rumor is wound.
I think so.
Yeah, the wound. Yeah, some people think that it's wound a little tight. Bad people. I've always been trying to sneak them in there. You know what I'm saying? They're still, that's
what is it? The pine tar way too high.
Well, that's nothing. Pine tar's nothing. That was an old one. Yeah, that was more or less like kind of like
going on in the back in the day.
But yeah, so pine tar began as just a rule, like the area, the hitting surface, needed a clean hitting surface, so the bat couldn't be cracked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they said, well, pine tar, and then if it had an advantage. So, but
is sweat allowed to be used for a pitcher?
No, absolutely not.
So when you're sweating and you wipe your forehead, you then have to wipe your hand
on your side. Yeah. Yep. And they will watch that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
Listen, when you're going to your brim too
all
much, they
of
want
that.
to see if they got the Vaseline
Look up
there
sometimes. You'll be like that. That motherfucker right there. But look up some things of like baseball cheating and stuff. One of the most famous ones. Everyone look it up. Was the Phil Niekro emery board in the back pocket. Phil Niekro threw the knuckleball, and he was just for years was just like Phil's a cheater. I'm sorry, this was Joe Niekro. Well, Phil and Joe were both accused of being cheaters. Yeah. So Joe was on the mound. I believe he was with the Minnesota Twins. I think they were playing the Yankees. But so he's on the mound. He's doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's like a 46-year-old guy fucking throwing knuckleballs, and nobody can, So just like, dude, something's up. So they come in to check him. They check him the first time, nothing. They come in to check him the second time. He reaches into his everything to go let his pockets out. He's got a little emery board that he picks up and he just throws out. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like just go fly out. The other umpire walks over, picks it up, points to him. You know what I'm saying? But you've seen some stories.
So now what was that? What would that do?
Emery board, scuffing up the ball, a little extra grip. So this is a guy that threw a knuckleball, so he would dig his nails into it. A professional baseball, is almost like a cue ball. You know what I'm saying? The thing's wild. Like how these people throw these nasty ass curveballs, like you can't help but think it's doctored.
Well,
and especially if you're a new ball, is slippery as
fuck.
Well, some people's hands naturally sweat, and it's good for that baseball.
Those people
so that's
benefit.
Why I'm saying, if people just randomly do this, is that considered drying off my sweat?
No,
I think it's a thing of
moisturizer getting my hand.
You need to wipe it off. Here's the thing, and they'll make it clear because they'll make exceptions. So on a cold day, they'll say that licking of the fingers and blowing of the hands can be allowed. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you just can't. You can't be like the old little cartoon movies, Little Rascal, and be like, stare down at the batter, lick your fingers, wipe your cap. You know what I'm saying? Grab the ball. Wind
it up.
And I think once it becomes a pattern, that's when they know. Like maybe if the first time you're ever just like, okay, and then through the pitch, they wouldn't say anything. But if this is what you do before you throw your curveball,
or not so much that, but when the ball almost breaks the law of physics, you know what I'm saying, with this, just whatever.
Right.
This shit took a right angle turn. That's something happened.
So
speaking of that, man, we do have to hit the fucking
right angle turn
batting cages at some point. Oh, but back real quick to the sporting thing, man. If you've ever done steroids or know someone's done steroids, hit us up 203-941-0045. Call or text. That's 203-941-0045.
Or do you think that it should be legal, allowed within athletes?
I think there should be a separate league, like kind of how like
XFL wanted to be.
XFL wanted to be. Ice Cube does his big 3 thing. I think there should be an kind of like UFC, strict. Bellator, there's some dudes on some shit.
Yes.
Like have that extra baseball league of like, listen, guys, just play the game. We're not watching you. We don't give a fuck what you do. I think that could be an interesting thing.
You know what I think? What about a basketball league for short people? So
rims still the same rim size?
Um,
Because this
no,
thing you got to
no,
think about why nobody gives a fuck about women's basketball.
No, that's what I'm saying. Scaling it all down. So scale the whole thing down. So basically, if you're, I guess I have to say like 6'3" might be like freak size. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy who's 6'3" be like, yo, you are officially a
I
center.
don't think it's ever gonna happen.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
But you know what else was cool was that basketball with the trampoline joint that they did for about a season. You know what I mean? It could be kind of like a fly-by-night thing.
Yeah. I guess, if we're going to start anywhere, I would start with the Tyrion Lannisters of the world and then set up their hoops properly. All the small people.
Do that little person's league.
I mean, let's have a league for them first before we get the average Joe that only is 5'6". You know, why not go lower first? If we're gonna go low, how low can you go? Limbo.
Limbo.
We'll call it limbo. No. All right.
Bars.
I lost it. Team, help us out here. You know where it's
Supreme
at. Leave a comment,
members up in the
subscribe,
screen.
follow. You know what it is. We're going on an hour here.
Yeah, we are at an hour
hot,
right now.
Steam Team, you know what it is. Leave that comment, upvote, curate. That's what we do, making pennies on a dollar. You know, holla. Pop your collar.
That's it. So what do you think? Wrap it up or what? Anyone got any final
comments?
Final things that they need
How
to
we
get
gonna
to?
Close out? You know where to find me. Michael John at Chedda Mike. That's my Twitter handle. You can find us on YouTube at the 3 Piece and the Biscuit. Steam it at the 3 Piece and the Biscuit.
No, I'm the Rideshare Idiot. Follow me on Twitter. The Rideshare Idiot, just a driver.
Hope you did enjoy the show. It's what we do once a week.
Man. At Lil Mattress, LILMATTRESS on everything. Instagram, Facebook, all that other stuff. We got the Facebook group for 3 Piece and the Biscuit. Give that a follow. And on all the videos and everything like that, hit like, hit subscribe, show a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend that it's them again. 203-941-0045. Call or text. As always, it is free. You need some advice. You want to give us some advice, do whatever you need to do. Episode 20, man.
Yeah, there it is.
Episode 20. Next week, we're going to get drunk for 21. All right?
Yeah. Shot.